Hey there, YouTube. DDR here, and well, you can see how many questions are in my inbox. I've just not been answering questions at all, so I figured, why not answer them all at once in a video? Then I don't have to answer them one by one here in text form. Well, let's get right to it. Let's go right to the bottom. It's bottom to the top. Let's get all the questions set first. There's going to be some music playing. Yeah, there's a lot of questions. Let's begin. Here's a question. If you were to turn all your friends into Pokemon, which ones would they be? I honestly don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, if you could cast your friends as Alice in Wonderland characters, who would you cast them as? I don't remember most of the characters in that series, unfortunately. Which video game character do you want to make out with the most? You may have one for both the fantasy and horror genres if it makes it easier to decide. I've honestly never thought about it. I don't want to just skip all the questions either, so I should answer this one. No, it's not that freaking girl from Nightmare House 2. You guys are pervs. I mean, sure, you can't see her face, mostly. But let's just get right off that topic right now. Right now, I'd have to go with Jill, although I haven't really thought about it much. From Resident Evil. What would happen if you gave a yo-yo to a flock of flamingos? They would bury under it. Then the yo-yo would fall on their heads. Oh, did we mention the yo-yo weighed 1,000 pounds? Yeah, it knocked the flamingos out. What video game character do you relate with the most? I don't know at all. Unfortunately, nor do I want to spend like an hour answering like one question. So I heard you like Mudkips? Well, he does come on the stream a lot, so I guess. How many assholes got on the ship anyhow? Over one. If you could become any fictional character, who would you be? Arg, these deep questions. They're good if you're sitting there thinking about typing the answer, but I'm trying to answer 78 questions in a single video. Probably Renosuke. Think about it. He's the only guy yokai in all Gensokyo. If you could be any mythical creature, which one would you be? Probably Cerberus. What is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is demonophobia. Who is the worst character to ever grace the pages of a book? Any character from Twilight. What's the most ill-conceived idea you have ever heard of? I'm just looking around my room right now to tell you something that can already be passed off as that. You'd think I'd be able to answer this quickly, but the most ill-conceived idea I've ever heard of was probably the concept of money itself. What is it that sets off your gayometer? A guy attempting to make advances on me. I should have done him straight. Next song. Stronger than steel, more brittle than glass, forged in the fire's heart. I'm used to binding together what was once apart until heat makes me breathe my last. Of what do I speak? Can you guys answer that? If you choke a Smurf, what color does it turn? A darker blue. Metroid, Mario, Mega Man, Zelda, or Kirby? Mario, of course. What is the worst flavor of food? I'd have to say food that tries to be flavorless on purpose. It just tastes weird. Talipo, who's got my Talipo? Reese says your Talipo. He needs it to fix the economy. Bounce. Bounce. What can you do with a drunken sailor? Oral eye in the morning. I'm not going to answer that. I know a song that gets on everybody's nerves. Friday, Friday. What are your thoughts on early to bed and early to rise? Does it really make you healthier? I really don't think it matters. It matters more on the amount of sleep. Deep sleep, that is. Can I have cheeseburger? Sure. Which came first, the internet or the troll? They came at the same time. As soon as the internet came into existence, there were already trolls. Are you excited for the new American McGee's Alice game? I've watched some videos on it and it looks pretty freaking sweet. Is good or evil more rewarding? No, the politically correct answer is good. But if you think about it, in video games that let you be good or evil, evil usually tends to be more rewarding in the end, if you think about it. What is the cutest thing you have ever seen? My cat, back when she was a kitten. Hell, I still have a picture on my wall. Final Fantasy 12 or Final Fantasy 10? Never played 10, so I can't speak for it. Heaven or hell? Why? I don't get what the question is asking exactly. You can give the gift of wisdom and intelligence as well as common sense to any one person in the world. Who would you give them to? Rebecca Black. If Kirby swallowed you, what power would he get? The power to dance! Is the internet good or bad? Why? The internet has its good or bad points, but overall, it's a good thing. For all its flaws. It is generally accepted that cats and dragons cannot interbreed. But what if they could? What would be the result? The result would be epic. The cuteness of cats and the ferocity of dragons. You can only imagine what would happen. Who is the one person you wish you could make vanish from the face of the earth? I am not sure, to be honest. Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft have now said they are combining into a single company. What is the name of this company? What do you think will happen to the future of gaming? If that happened, there would be no competition left in gaming. If that were to happen, video gaming would not go very far. It goes as far as it does right now due to competition. It's competition that drives innovation in gaming. It always has. You have $10 million, but have to give half to someone else who isn't a close family member. Who do you give it to? Just one person and not multiple people. I don't know. It'd be a lot easier if I could give it to multiple people. Air, water, earth, fire, air. Why? Fire. It's always been my favorite element. It's a world of laughter, a world of tears, a world where you need to dance! What is the biggest mindfuck you've ever experienced? One of the Easter eggs I recently did on Nightmare House 2 has to be up there, to be honest. In terms of recent ones that I can think of anyway. I can't remember the biggest one I've ever seen. As to the one I'm talking about, you'll see what I'm talking about. Are you an idealist, or artisan, rational, or guardian? Probably a mix between idealist and rational. The internet is for porn. True or false in your thoughts on the subject? Porn is 99% of the internet, as much as we like it or don't. And it's always going to be that way. If you're going back in time and stop yourself from LPing one game, what would it be? There was a time when I was trying to use a webcam pointed at a SD TV to LP Rainbow Six Vegas 2, and I did not know what was going through my head when I did that. But I'm glad I never actually uploaded those videos, because I caught myself in time. What was the most frustrating video game you have ever played? Battletoads. How frustrating was it? So frustrating that it has taken me probably... I think I played it when it was like 8 or 9. I'm trying to think how many years it's been. Probably 14 years it has taken me to beat that game. And I had to save states. Furthest I ever got on my Nintendo was up to the vents. I could not get past those. How good of an artist are you? Not very good, surprisingly. Ascribe these words to people you know. Nicest, meanest, craziest, sanest, smartest, dumbest, coolest, geekiest, strongest, weakest, and general all-around a-holist. A-holist. Is that even a word? What is it about religion that just seems to melt people's brains? I don't know. A suggested question from a friend. To all my friends and followers, can you remember how and where we first met? Or if we haven't met and talked, how do I know you here on Spring? I think I just randomly met Hopaniel one day, and then added him to the LP group. What would you do if you could rule the world? What would you change and what would you leave as is? What would I change? I'd probably remove... Actually... I'd probably make video games more recognized. What would I leave as is? Can't really think of anything I'd leave as is at the moment. Would you ever bend over and fart into an open flame? YouTube says that's a horrible idea. A wizard turns you invisible. What do you do? Go troll people on the street. What's new, pussycats? Nothing! I'm youth exalted high in air, or bathing in the fire's fair. Nature to form me took delight, and clad my body all in white. My person tall, and slender waist, on either side with fringes raised. Till me that tyrant man espied, and dragged me from my mother. Where the hell is that from? Who is your favorite video game boss ever? I don't know. And that's such a good question, too. I Can't think of any boss that really stands out at the moment. If you were given a chance to see a Silent Hill game entirely based on your psychology, would you want to see it, or would you be afraid of looking into the darkness of your psyche? I'm not saying I think you're insane or mental, by the way. I think it'd be pretty interesting, actually. I think a Silent Hill game based on someone's psychology would be interesting, period. So would you rather lick a buffalo or pet a shark? Can't say I'd want to do either. Lost my air there. What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow? I don't even know what a swallow's airspeed is in the first place. What was your least favorite subject in school and why? It was always freaking English. I never liked it. Hit the Ask Followers button. Yeah, I think this question is probably asked when they added that or something. It's a small world after all. It's a small world after all. I'm assuming this is one of my original followers from the old channel, and he randomly found me on 4-3. Sama's dead! I'm just not going to comment on that. Are you smarter than the average bear? Probably. I don't recall bears being as smart as a human. Who would win in a royal battle? Zaloth, Yoloth, or Chagra? Never heard of any of them. Would you stick bananas in your ears to make someone be quiet? I know exactly what that's a reference to. I don't know if I would actually do that, though. Here's a cheesy question. Parmesan, mozzarella, or cheddar? Cheddar. Place your bets now. There's to be a cage match between Justin Bieber and Rebecca Black. It would never end because they would both be slapping each other. They would both collapse, and then we would both just dump them out of the ring. What would happen if you gave a Komodo dragon the ability to use magic? We would all be screwed. Which Egyptian or god or goddess would you follow? I'm trying to think of some Egyptian god and goddesses here. I think possibly Cleopatra, though I'm not sure exactly why. GLaDOS has told you there's cake, but she lied. What do you do now? We get our revenge! Which of the 7 deadly sins are you most guilty of? Be right back. Let's resume. If you had a choice between falling into a wood chipper, having to conduct a human sacrifice, eating Fiskies, or eating Luke Fisk, what would you do? Probably Luke Fisk, though I don't have no idea what it is. What do you do if you get a phone call from Mother Nature or Father Time? You had better answer the damn phone. I am the Great Mighty Pooh, and I'm going to throw my shit at you. Okay. Which Pokemon would you turn your friends into? Did I already get asked that? What should you do if you were bored to death? Get unbored? If you had the funds to pull off any prank in the world and get away from it with it, what'd you do? I would prank the entire United States somehow. As I was going to St. Ives, I met a man with 7 wives. On each wife's shoulder were 7 sacks. Within each sack were 7 cats. By each cat had 7 knits. Knits, cats, sacks, and wives. How many were going to St. Ives? Ha ha ha, I can cheat. I met a man with 7 wives. I'd eat wife's shoulder were 7 sacks. Within each sack were 7 cats. By each cat, there were 7 kits. $2,401. What is the greatest thing since sliced bread? Let's playing. You are going on a Final Fantasy adventure. You must bring 3 people with you from the real world. Who would you choose and why? I'm not sure. Interesting question, though. Dogs, cats, rabbits, blah blah blah. I would have to say cats. Favorite game of all time? Right now, it's probably Mega Man 2. What type of boys, girls do you like? Ones that are outgoing a bit. If you could rename any country, which one would it be, and what would you name it? I have no idea. In the one game or series of games you want stricken from all the annals of history. Oh, E.T. Best male and female video game characters of all time? I'm not sure. That is a good question, though. If you could wear any video game character's costume and own it, which one would it be? No. I don't know. That's all the questions. You can find the link to my Forest Spring page in the description. See you guys next time.